Good evening, guys. I hope you're all alright. I'm back with my Red Bull Leipzig save after a couple of days break just to catch up on sleep, catch up on life, and have a break from Football Manager. But now I'm back with episode 5, and I'm going to give you a little review of what's been going on in the pre-season build-up, transfers, pre-season friendlies, how the league's going as I sit 12 games into Season 2. After missing out on the playoff promotion last season to Mainz, who finished third bottom of the Bundesliga 1. So we'll get right into the transfers and show you what's been going on. We had a lot of transfers in and out, and last season compared to this season, the teams look totally different. So out, Fabio Torte went to Young Boys. He's a goalkeeper. He was number 1 last season, but pretty poor, and he's an aging goalkeeper. A lot of free transfers went out. They were all out of contract, so didn't really need to keep them. None of them played, apart from one, I think. Zolt Kalmar, 250 grand. Decent player, actually. As is Dominic Kaiser. Both went to Bochum for 600k between the pair of them. Decent players if you're going to use them, but if you're not, there's no need for them to stick around. Yusuf Poulsen jumped ship and joined our rivals that managed to beat us. 2.5 million. Good player also, but again, not playing. I kind of wish I kept him, though. He's decent. He's probably the only real regret, maybe along with Terence Boyd, who went to Paderborn for 1.5 million, that I should have kept them. Stefan Highlander to Augsburg for 115k, and then a couple other small transfers, bringing in a total of 4.7 million. Now, the in players, I was desperate for central defenders, and I signed Stefan Tesker from Gruther for 3 million, looking for him to be my main central defender, because he had a good season for them last season. He had a poor 4 games for me, and now he got injured for 3 months, so he hasn't really had a chance to prove himself yet. But he was going to be a key player in my team and my better central defender. I loaned Andreas Christensen on loan from Chelsea, good young defender. His average isn't great, but the last 2-3 games he's done much better. Kasper Sloth, 2.5 million. A lot of you know him. He's been on Football Manager for a while, even though he's only 23. From Denmark. And he replaced the outgoing on-loan Media Bede, who was not interested in rejoining me. He was fantastic last season as the Roman playmaker, but I've got Kasper Sloth playing as the advanced playmaker, and he's done quite well. 2 goals, 5 assists, 7.22 in 13 games. I can't complain with that. Pretty good. I'm happy with that. And hopefully he can be the mainstay in my team in central midfield with Rani Kadira. Yaya Snogo, I think that's a steal. 2.1 million, and I didn't even think he'd join this level because he had a lot of clubs interested in him. But he's just come back from 3-month injury. Yes, another 3-month injury. I got 3 of them within the space of a couple of weeks to 3 key players. But that is a brilliant signing, and I expect him to do big things in this league. He's just came back. I'm easing him in, and I expect him to play a massive part in my promotion title challenge push. The next one's a bit of a risk. Demarai Gray. I was desperate for a left winger. Nobody really tickled my fancy. So 2.3 million for him. But I must say, the transfer window that I just had in August, in all my 10 years of playing Football Manager, that was definitely one of the most stressful ones. There was nobody good enough interest in joining. So as you can see, I've took a few, not risks, but what players I would never usually sign. So he's young, 2.3 million. He's got some good stats, and he's actually done okay. But I want a bit more. But again, he's only 19, so like Gideon Zelalem, he's not somebody I'd signed, but again, I'm short on bodies and I'm short on numbers, and I got 3 key injuries, and that left me with obviously 3 key players injured and very short of bodies. So I've been struggling recently for a first team, but still been getting some decent results. He's not really going to start, but I guess he's just there to have another body. Same as Diedrich Boyata from Man City. He's got great stats, and I expected him to be better in the 5 games he played, but he's been quite poor. And the final one is Lenny Angus. I'm getting complaints from his manager that I'm not playing him. He used to be excellent on Football Manager, but I've not really used him for a couple of years now. So that's my transfers at the moment. I do have Muller Dinda coming in now. His stats are blank, but experience from a fellow member of the WizKids page, Martin, tells me that this guy's good. And I've never actually used him, but he's coming for nothing, so he could be a hidden gem at a team that I've never even heard of. So we'll see in January when the stats are revealed to me and he joins. And hopefully he can be good enough to play first choice. So we'll get into the schedule and show you how it's been going. So it doesn't matter about friendlies, we'll show you here. So we kicked off the season with a 2-1 win at home to Darmstadt and a 2-2 draw away to Sandhausen. That's a pretty poor result. And then another disappointing result away to Dusseldorf. A draw against Union Berlin. I think I was quite lucky to get a draw out of that one. As you can see at the Red Bull Arena, it holds 44,000 and we're getting around 19-20,000 a game. Hopefully, if and when we get promoted, that'll go up to, I would hope, minimum 30k a match. So a 2-1 win against 1860 Munich, and then a couple of back-to-back disappointing losses to Bochum and Nuremberg, who you'd expect to be up the top of the table because they are two of the biggest clubs in this division. And then we went on a pretty decent run. And I've loaded up tonight from Augsburg, and that's where I've played from tonight. So we've got a 1-0 win against Bielefeld, a 4-3 win against Augsburg away, which is a good result because at the time they were top of the league. And a late winner got me that victory. And a good win over Colin, again a massive team for this level. And 2-2 with Dusseldorf, that should never have been 2-2. They scored an 80-minute equaliser from about 25 yards, so I'm disappointed. That should be 6 wins in a row, but again, you got to take it on the chin. 3-0 home win against Duisburg, and I've just beaten Braunschweig 3-0 away as well. So we're in pretty decent form at the minute. Last 6 games, we've won 5, drew 1, and had 3 clean sheets, so can't really complain. And we've been scoring goals as well, as you can see, a 4, 2, 2, 3, 0, and 3-0 back-to-back games. So I've been scoring goals. And the upcoming fixtures, they actually look quite kind to me, so I guess we'll see where we go from there. But we are out the DFK Pokal. That was the 3rd game of the season away at Dusseldorf, so that was a poor one again. We should be progressing there. We went out at the same stage last season to Kaiserslautern, but I guess the main thing for us is to get promoted and clinch the title, but we'll see how it's going later on when I bring you another update. So this is the league table just now. As you can see, 12 games in. I'm sitting second, 5 points behind Nuremberg, having won 7, drew 3, lost 2, scored 24, conceded 17. 17 is a little bit too much for this level, or this league, for me. But again, it's a little bit less than what it was last season. I would rather have it down about 11 or 12 at most, I'd say. Considering Nuremberg above us have only conceded 4 goals all season in 12 matches. That must be some incredible defence they have. But yeah, we're on 24 points, so 5 points behind them. We are in an automatic position to get promoted. But if Augsburg win the game in hand, they will go ahead of me on goal difference. It's quite tight between, I'd say, 6th place Bochum and myself, so we'll hopefully pull away in the next few games because we've got some decent games coming up, and one of them is against Karlsruhe, who are close to us. And then I believe the next few are down the bottom. So we'll just go with tactics. It's not too different from what it was last season. Although I have made my fullbacks, limited fullbacks now instead of complete wingbacks, so they are thinking more defensively minded because last season they were going far forward, but that might have been part of the reason why I was getting punished and conceding so many goals. So they do tend to defend a lot more, and when my 2 central defenders go out for free kicks and corners, I've actually got them two to stay back, because you know how it gets cleared and it puts the other striker through, usually against 1-on-1 or through clean on goal. Well, if I keep them 2 back, there's always going to be 2 there. And I've pushed Carrera forward a little bit from the halfback role to a ball-winning defensive midfielder. So alongside Sloth, so he's not in this area himself of the pitch. I've changed him from roaming playmaker to advanced playmaker, and he seems to be playing a lot better. This one I'm disappointed in so far. Massimo Bruno, he's by far and clearly my best player, but he just hasn't done anything as yet. 3 assists from 13 games, that's nothing to talk about. So I want to see the best of him because he has got world-class potential all over him. He's stuck him in a top team, he'd be producing week in, week out, so hopefully we can get better out of him. And that's about it really, guys. I'll just show you Daniel Fran, who of course captain my squad, 28 years old, decent stats all round, and he continues to score the goals without really getting a high average, so right place, right time kind of thing. But he does come off most games to give the younger lads a chance. Federico Palacios Martinez, the one I'm quite excited about, he's just turned 20. He scored 5 goals in 9 games, so he has progressed from last season in terms of stats, as well as getting more starts, so I'm pleased with that. And the guy that was only actually playing on my team because of injuries to Fierro, who was the other key player that got injured for 3 months, as well as Sanogo and Tesca, is Dennis Tamala. I'd noticed him, but he'd been on loan last season. He's 23, but he's got some really good stats. So 6 sub appearances and 3 goals. So he's been a good impact, and I think I'm going to use him a lot more than what was initially intended, because he was only there to cover really, because I couldn't actually sell him. And the final player I will show you is Patrick Schneider. Now, I signed him when he was 14 as a regen, came through first, but Germany has a silly rule that you can't play players till they're 18. Or certainly on Football Manager, which is very disappointing. So while I have him to look forward to in that AMC role, age 15 now, if I can't play him, what I'm going to do is just try to develop him and tutor him when I'm missing out on 3-4 seasons of him actually being involved in the first team. I don't know, it's a tough one, but ideally you're going to have regens come through age 17, 18 for them to progress in the first team. Otherwise they're going to be waiting a long, long time. So that's it, guys. Episode 5 of Red Bull Leipzig. I hope you check it out. The recent videos have been quite successful, and my FM experiments have been successful too. So I do have another one of them coming on Saturday, featuring 4 England strikers. I won't name who, but I hope you tune in. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.